rigorous racing like that. Wonderful speedway.
These t-shirts that I have here are to pay for the printing of the book that I'm doing for all the riders that have been crippled, confined to wheelchairs or the equivalent of. So this is all for them. There's no profit for anybody other than the riders that are injured.
Joined with Nico Cavati then before the meeting tonight. Before we start on tonight's match, we're just going to revisit a couple of days ago when we were at Poole and we were on BT Sport there. Good night for the club. Just missed out on the win, but took a point away. How did you see it that night?
Yeah, I think last Monday we have very close to win. Just, you know, a little more points, but for myself, it's not the best night. No main good gate, good start. But anyway, take 1 point and it's good for the club. And now we're looking for tonight. The club, the team is still very strong. We have a big confidence now. So yeah, I think need to keep going now in the same way.
It's great because the team are very solid throughout, aren't they? And two good reserves as well. And we've always got two good reserves as they swap around. But also to have Jason as number one, you know you've got someone out there in 15 and 13 that can go out there and do the business as well when needed. Yeah,
I think the team is very solid. The 1 to 7, all riders make a good point, you know. And home meeting and away meeting, so that's very important, especially in this moment when the playoff very close now. So we need to make the meeting left because many ran off in Somerset. So I think we're okay. Just need to know the same confidence for the rest of the season and try to win the more meetings possible.
And I think it's safe to say that Gary pulled an absolute blinder by bringing you into the team. You love it here, and it really suits your style of riding around the Oak Tree, doesn't it?
I'm very happy, you know, for he me this opportunity. So every time I say thanks to Gary, and the track is beautiful. I think it's on the best track in England, and I love this track. So every time I try my best. Start on number 7 now in the team. In number 3. It's a little more hard, but it's still good. It's still good. You know, every meeting make good point for the team. So now looking for tonight. Belle Vue, it's a good team, but we have plenty of confidence. You know.
Yeah. Now Belle Vue coming in tonight. Obviously they've got some good riders in their team. So they're going to be going out. They've not done so well lately, so they're going to be right on it. They need their points.
Yeah, need the points. So just need to concentrate, you know, make good gates, and the track is okay now. When put the new material, it's a little better. So we understand the setup and everything. So yeah, we okay.
What we look forward to is after the meetings the following day, when the pictures from our track photographers go up online, and may I say, you're very photogenic out on the track there. You're hanging off the bike. Your style of riding, it's great. It comes over really well on camera, and I know that all the fans here are just love to see you out there, because you're a trier. You never give up, and that's what they like to see.
Yeah, just only to say thanks to all the fans, and yeah, all the time try to win and
full gas. Let's get that win tonight. Thanks ever so much, Nico. Have a good night. We're joined by Stevie Worrell. Great to have you here at the Oak Tree, riding for Belle Vue. Coming back off an injury, how are you doing so far?
Not too bad. Steady away. You know, like it's only been 3.5 months, maybe 4 months since it, and to be honest, I thought it would be a lot easier than it has been to come back. You know, I obviously expect a lot higher of myself. A lot of the times I'm struggling a little bit, just getting it out the way and whatever else, but it's just strength now. It's race fit, and it's unlucky for me that it happened so early in the year, and now I'm trying to catch everyone up who's already got 4 months racing under the belt, and I'm kind of just starting. So yeah, I'm finding it a bit tough, but we're getting there.
Well, that's smart. I bet you're happy to be back on that bike, and now you can crack on and you can work at it. Yeah.
Well, that's it. It's that's all. That was just my goal, like to get back on the bike, and I'm only going to get better and I'm more confident and fitter by racing. So yeah, it's where I need to be, and hopefully things will start progressing slowly. You know, it's trying to get into my equipment as well, and if I can make starts, get out of the way, that's the main goal. So.
Do you like it down here? Do you like the track?
I do. Thinking about it on the way down, it's a track that's more suited to myself. You know, like it and my situation at the moment, like trying to get my leg right, and Somerset's not so demanding on it. You know, you can kind of get into the bike and let it go type thing. Whereas Leicester on Monday, it was a little bit tough. You know, it's a lot more forceful on the leg. So I'm thinking about it now. It's really looking forward to it. So trying some new things out as well. So optimistic. Hopefully
it'll be a good night. Now I'm going to go back to the beginning of this, just before the beginning of the season, back in February. We saw you over on the Isle of Wight. You were heavily involved in helping the youngsters at GB Young Lions in their training camp there. And one of the things that we picked up on was nutrition and how important it was, and how much you put into your racing off of the track and away from the venues. It's an important part of the game these days, isn't it?
It is. It's great to go over and try and drum it into the kids, the younger riders at the stage now, because I wish that someone would have done that for me when I was starting out and was at their age now. You know, like it's difficult. I've got children now, and trying to teach them things, they just don't listen to you, but they'll listen to someone else. You know, like and I was the same when I was growing up. My dad would be trying to drum all this into me, and you just don't listen. But when someone else tells you it, and a rider, like a quite a high level rider, you know, like you listen, and hopefully like they're taking it all in, and yeah, if I can give it back, you know, it's great, and I'm all for that.
I think it was great. You and Paul did a fantastic job over those 3 days, and I know for a fact that a lot of those youngsters were listening off the track as well, and to what was happening, and it was great advice that you guys passed on. So something that really we want to keep going.
Yeah, well, you can. I mean, I keep my eye on them on social media. You know, obviously, you can see what the guys are up to, and a lot of them now they have taken a lot of the advice on board. And I mean, you can see from just one guy out. Just not. I don't want to pick anyone out, but Drew Kemp, for instance, like you can see how well he's progressed, and yeah, obviously the camps have a big impact on that. You know, like it. For someone so young, so inexperienced, he's come on so fast, and obviously the help from different people, and he's on the Rorish Line training school as well. So like he's just got so much help, and it's so beneficial for them now. So it's great.
It's really, really good in this sport at the moment, this time, that they've got good ambassadors to look up to in yourself and the other guys that are out there helping. So have a good night, stay safe and ride fast,
yeah.
And let's put on a good show for the crowd, and your form will pick up, I don't doubt it.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm here. No, I'm plugging away, and hopefully we'll get back to where I was.
Great stuff. Cheers, Stevie.
Thank you.
Right, here we go. Let's introduce the riders to you. Starting off at number 1 for the Aces, he is the track record holder at the Oak Tree Arena, Craig Cook. And number 2, nice to see back in the Aces lineup at the sharp end of the season, Stevie Worrell. One of the brightest prospects in British Speedway at the moment at number 3, Dan Bewley. At number 4, welcome back to the Oak Tree Arena, former Rebel, Rowan Tungate. At number 5, let's say thank you to him for guesting for the Rebels a couple of weeks ago. He is the captain, it's Max Rick. At number 6, this family are quite used to scoring big points down here in the Oak Tree Arena. It's Marcus. And at number 7, the Frenchman, Dimitri Berger. Moving across to the Rebels, nice to see him back in action tonight. The captain, Jason Doyle. At number 2, none the worse for Glenn Ford is spilled down at Poole the other night, Aaron Summers. Number 3, in the middle of the team, it's no problem for him, he scored the points wherever he rides, Nico. At number 4, big point scorer down at Poole the other night, Richard Olsen. At number 5, he scores big wherever he goes these days, it's Jack Holder. And our reserves as dependable as ever. Number 6, Jack Jackman. And it was nearly Jack, I know, sorry Jake. Bradley is in the pits, sorting his bike out the clutch, I believe. Round of applause for Bradley goes to the lead.
Bruce. Shoot! Yes, that's a very firm handshake, and that's what prompted those t-shirts, Bruce.
Yeah, it's all for the book that I'm writing, you know, in Cribby Storybook, of all the stories and all that. But this, all of it, all the proceeds from the book and from these tail sailor t-shirts go to all the injured riders that are crippled or the equivalent of.
Okay. Has it notoriously been throughout your career, that firm handshake? Because I hate to think that I haven't shaken hands with you before, but have you notoriously always had that firm handshake?
Well, that's the way I was brought up. All the New Zealanders are the same.
Well, it's a good firm handshake, and it's on the t-shirt, so what does it say on it?
On the back of it, it's just got, I survived. I survived this handshake. So that's what's on the front as well.
Good, good. And you say you've written or are writing a book?
Yes, I'm writing it and hoping to be done before Christmas.
Okay, to hit the Christmas market, obviously.
Of course, yeah.
Okay, and is it a case of not the total proceeds from the t-shirts, there's a profit margin that's going to the Riders Benevolent Fund, or is it all of the £10?
It's not going to the Riders Benevolent Fund, it's going to the crippled riders. When I say crippled, I don't mean that awfully, but you know, the riders that are confined to wheelchairs or the equivalent.
You're talking Alan Wilkinson,
yes,
Gary Stead and the like, yeah?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's a great cause, folks. Give them a round of applause for that. Bruce, you're here with your prodigy tonight, as you are most weeks with Bradley, and how's this progress as far as you're concerned?
The motorway's still the same distance down to here.
Yeah, now you did say you didn't come last week. Why was that?
Well, the forecast on my phone said it was going to rain. And he said, well, I can go without you. I said, oh, okay. He turned around and he went back again. He said, what about this one to Lakeside. I said, oh no, it's going to rain. He got an hour from the track and he rang me up and said, oh, yeah, right again.
Right, so there's now a new weather app called the Crib Weather. Anyway, nice to see him here. Put your hands together, please. He's raising money for a great cause. Bruce Cribb.
And thank you very much. Thank you.
Cheers, Bruce. Quick, welcome back, round of applause please. Rowan Tungate. See they like you, Rowan. Did you enjoy your first race?
Yeah, it's always good to get off to a good start and get a win. So it's always nice to come back to Somerset. I always enjoy racing here.
2 points in the lead at the moment. That's the way obviously you need to be for the Aces. You need a lot of points on your travels.
Yeah, we need to win. It's not going to be easy to win here, but all the boys seem to be riding okay tonight, so we can step it up and go for it. So, it won't be easy, but we'll give it a go.
Tonight, we're using the Wonder Wheel down here this season, I believe. The track seems to be more consistent. How did you find it in your first race?
Yeah, it's a little bit different when I was here, but it's pretty much the same.
Okay. Riding with Dan Bewley, that's a pretty strong lineup for the Aces.
Yeah, Dan's really good this season and he's a good guy to ride with. So that makes a pretty strong pair, especially at home, so hopefully we do the same here.
Okay. Obviously, when you left the Rebels, it wouldn't be
the way you wanted it to be gone from here. It's not all water under the bridge, it's not just Speedway.
Yeah, definitely. I still get along with the management, Somerset Rebels, so there's no hard feelings there, and that's what happened. I wasn't performing, so I had to go.
Our misfortune was the Aces' good fortune, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. That track suits me a lot like this, so yeah, it worked out good.
Okay, we're glad to see him back, and not too many points we hope. Rowan Tungate.
Thank you.
Right, Gary May's out with us. Gaz, I don't expect you've pressed the panic button yet because you're hoping your big boys are going to come up with the goods in 13 and 15 for sure.
Well, that's the plan. Hope they will do. Doyley's going well tonight and Jack's just getting going.
Yeah, Doyley looks inspired tonight. He's come back stronger than ever. Oh, hello, Mike. He's come back stronger than ever by the looks of things.
Yeah, he's just, he's really giving it a go tonight, and you saw that last race with Rowan. Cracker, wasn't it? I mean,
yeah, you wouldn't have scripted tonight's meeting with this sort of scoreline, but you were saying the track similarities where the riders let it run, they are really enjoying it around the outside, aren't they?
Yeah, you know, Belle Vue's the same track as their bikes run, and that's why we do well up there, and that's why they're doing so well tonight. I knew it wouldn't be a world poker because they got five, 6 good riders.
Now, I'm not sort of going to tempt fate, but if we ended up getting nothing from tonight's meeting, not a disaster.
Nah, but I'd like to win. No, not a disaster. You know, we're still in the playoffs.
Okay, but we really want to win tonight because that will send not shockwaves, but it sends a message to the other teams that have got to come here, doesn't it?
Yeah, you know, if you can beat Belle Vue, and then, like you say, it sends shockwaves to the others.
Okay, pool next Monday, televised match. Well, revenge obviously for Monday of this week.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, it was a really good match down there. You know, we give it a go, and was unlucky in the end to not win it.
Okay, good luck for the rest of the meeting.
Thank you very much.
Gaza, folks.
Right, Dan, well done to the stars of the Aces. Mission achieved so far, you've got the win.
It's just a case of how big that win is going to be.
Yeah, it's been a great bounce back for us tonight. People ruled us out a bit after Leicester, but we need all the points we can get, so 4 would be brilliant.
Yeah, caught the Rebels on the back foot a little bit tonight, sharp starting from yourselves and some big licks around the outside as well.
I don't know about sharp starting, but I made one to finish with, so happy with that.
Yeah, okay, and you've enjoyed your visit here again, as you usually do?
Yeah, it's a great track, great race track. There's a lot of lines, and it's always brilliant racing every time I've been here.
Did everybody want to go in Heat 15, or is there must be some favourites for it?
Yeah, Cookie was nailed on, and then you know, there was a bit of there was 3 of us who could put with a spot. You know, it's a good thing, strong team, but. Yeah, Ron's doing a great job tonight, and you know, hopefully we can come away with something.
The only person who wasn't in those debates was Dimitri, but he did the job in heat number 14 for you.
Yeah, he's riding brilliant and being a good addition to the team, and you know, playoff push isn't over yet, so just keep on going.
Well, you took the smile off our faces tonight. Can you go and do the same at Swindon tomorrow night, please?
Hopefully we don't take the smile off the faces. Hopefully it's a good meeting, but hopefully we'll leave with 4 points.
Well done, this young man, Dan Bealey, folks.
Craig, Aces hungry tonight. Aces picked up the 3 points, just being denied in that last one due to maybe Rowan's engine failure.
Yeah, we were obviously fired up after Leicester. You know, we went there with a lot of optimism and we were really up for it, but you know, we just had so many problems, and so we knew tonight chance we didn't get 12 points off this one, so we've all coming in we're not too disappointed. We're coming into the win, that's what we're doing. It would have been nice to have the floor, but we'll take the 3.
Yeah, the Rebels caught the back lads from your Monday defeat up at Leicester. Onwards and upwards now, tomorrow night at Swindon, you'll be looking for a similar return.
Yeah, unfortunately I won't be there. I'm at 8 trips for Glasgow, so we did the really trips I've got to miss it. So yeah, obviously great to look to the boys, and there's no reason why they can't run Swindon in the close, so yeah, we'll see what happens.
Did they get a facility for you, or is it with National League rider?
I think very fair suggests to me.
Oh, well, it's not too bad, is it?
Yeah, he's not too bad, is he?
Not too shabby. After Monday's selling performance, you might be looking for a big performance tomorrow night.
Yeah, I didn't see that one. I was too busy lying on the track of Leicester, so. But yeah, you know, really, pulled it is, you know, this is probably the best I've seen us brought back in a long time. So yeah, it's absolutely what the here, but the track preparation is done with black, but it is truck change fantastic. Speedway Aces Premiership. Running the 4 speed for 20 club.
Tonight's man of the match is
Jason
Doyley. Doyley, well done, and well, nice return to the track tonight down here.
Yeah, finally won a trophy for the season for myself. Pity it's not a Grand Prix one, but it's also nice to win a ride of the night, first one for the year, so it's an honour to win one for Somerset, and hopefully it's not going to be last.
No, absolutely. You seemed hell-bent on winning races tonight, which I know you always do anyway, but we seem to see a more determined Doyley out there tonight. Was that a fact or not?
No, mate, I do that every week. I don't like losing, so I try to win every race I go out in, but at the moment it's been quite difficult, as you see probably a few times. My league racing is not a problem at the moment, and when I come to Grand Prix I really struggle, but I've got to overcome that. But at the moment I just got to make the playoffs in all our leagues. All my teams at the moment are in the right position, so hopefully we can do it with Somerset. I know it's a bit of a blip tonight, but us boys know what our job is at hand, and we've got another 2 home matches next week.
Yeah, that was a blip tonight, not a disaster, as Gazza said earlier.
That's it. We knew that Belle Vue was going to be very difficult. All them boys, they're very good around big tracks. They're reserves. One of them is a really good long track rider, so it was going to be tough. We all put 100% in, and it just didn't work tonight. Fair play to the track staff. I'd like to personally thank all the guys what done the track. Finally we got to see proper racing for the season. I know I missed the week before. They said it was a good track, so wherever the guys are who've done the track, everyone give them a hand, because that was a great night.
Yeah, they come in for enough criticism when it's not right, so yes, it's nice to get good feedback.
Yeah, I'm probably the hardest one against them, so now they've done a really good job, but we know how many hours they work and no one gets to see that side to it, so it's really nice that they've put 100% in, and they've been doing that at the start of the year. I know they had the wrong dirt, and we've been trying to make a track what was never going to work, and they've worked endlessly to get the track how it is now, and it's a proper racetrack again, and it's the old Somerset.
Good. You alluded to the Grand Prix, tough out there, none more so than Cardiff a few weeks back. You were on the wrong end of Robert Lambert's back wheel. I don't think Robert did anything wrong. He didn't think so. Did you think so or not?
I can't remember, mate. I was knocked out.
Did you watch it or not?
Yeah, I watched it back, but it's 50-50. When everyone's in the crowd looking onto the track at Cardiff, it looks quite smooth, but it got ruddy. I was on a rough end of a night that I couldn't get enough power in the bike, and I was really struggling, and I guess when you're really struggling, you're always there in the mix with the racing, and I had one bad corner Robert made around me and then clamped me a little bit, and on them tracks you can't really clamp anyone because you end up getting back wheels. I come off second best. It's working good now. It's been a few weeks. I've had a lot of racing, a lot of league racing in Europe, so it's nice to finally score some points, and there's another couple more Grand Prix to go, and who knows.
Can you say at this point I know it was terribly hard for you to win one over the last couple of years when you came so close and then you did win it, but is it harder to defend it?
100%. It's mentally challenging, not just on the track but off the track, to try to win races as a world champion. It's another level. I've now turned that corner, I hope, and starting to win races, but I never knew what to expect when I first come into this season. I've been the world champion, and it's been very difficult. We've worked very hard to try to sort the problem, and it hasn't worked, so we need to find another solution. But at the moment I feel good on the bike again, and like you said tonight, I turned a switch, and sometimes you can ride a bike full gas and you feel good, and some nights you really struggle. And at the moment I haven't been home for 2 weeks. After last week's rain off, it really put a damper on my week. I had to change flights to Sweden, and it was just one of them days where it all went wrong, and I guess I just got to try to think of the positives, and we're in the playoffs, so that's the main thing for Somerset.
Okay, and where are you flying off to tomorrow?
I've actually got Thursday off for the first time, so I'm off to Poland Friday again, and then Poland Sunday, Monday back here, Tuesday Sweden, Wednesday back here, then Thursday back to Poland, and Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Are you suffering with Ryanair at all anywhere?
Well, it just cost me £1,000 all them delays last week, so yeah, I have been suffering.
And you and ever so many other riders as well, it must be a dilemma for you all.
Yeah, we always whinge about Ryanair, but it's probably the easiest for us guys to fly in and out of Europe. It's most of the time the airports are very close to the track and it makes it a lot easier, but as soon as they do a little stuff up like that, it affects a lot of us guys, but especially our mechanics who have got to chase us around Europe.
Yeah, and your teams in Poland or wherever, they're not very sympathetic if you're not turning up.
No, that's the problem. If you miss a meeting, you get a £10,000 fine. So you got to chase any flight. It might cost you £1,000, but as long as you get there, then they don't fine you.
Absolutely. Well, great night's work, Jason. Come back next week fitter and stronger again.
Yeah, thank you. Cheers.
Jason Doyle, folks. Congratulations, Lemma. Well done. The job was almost done tonight. What happened to Rowan in Heat 15?
Will Spoke actually broke on his bike and got tangled up in his sprocket and obviously flicked off the chain, so he didn't realise his spare bike was coming and obviously tried to carry on. And you know, but obviously it's a massive turnaround for our club. You know, we just haven't been sort of getting any luck on the road. You know, on paper we've got a really good team. We won at Rye House, but obviously those points were sort of diminished and absorbed from the league to their annulment, which was very frustrating. But we found the groove tonight. Obviously, we got defeated, heavily at Leicester on Monday, and we had to do a bit of soul searching. And I think what we see tonight was a good effort.
Did you think in heat number 1 when Cookie got excluded for that takes offence that, oh God, here we go again?
I'm getting pretty used to sort of stuff like that, so it's been one of them seasons on the road. It's been frustrating, but I think for Somerset I wouldn't be too down on this result, because I actually said in the start of the season that the way the league's structured this year, I'd be very surprised to see any Premiership team go through the season undefeated, and obviously Somerset were the only last standing team not to be defeated at home. So it's credit to them that they stood the test of time for so long, but it's a tough league, and I hate to say it, we just rode better tonight than the Rebels, and we've seen it at times when clubs have come to our place.
Hard night's work tonight, Bradley.
Yeah, it's just having little issues with the bike and that tonight. It was really frustrating, and went out after the meeting, and it's still not fixed. So I don't know. We're going to have to try and sort it out in the workshop tomorrow. So I would have liked a few more points, but just one of those nights. Yeah.
You didn't make it out on parade. That was clutch problems, I was told at that point. Is that what dogged you throughout the night?
Yeah, I was struggling to get that sorted, so I missed the parade. And then now I was having problems with the chains moving. The chains kept going tight and loose, and when they go tight, they basically suck all the power out of the engine. So I didn't have anything underneath me off the start, which made it a bit hard. So it was just one of those things, and we'll try and fix it tomorrow and have another go next week.
Okay, fingers crossed for a big pile of points next week for this young man, Bradley Wilson-Dean.